Hi everyone, welcome to our twin flame reading for March 2021. Though we know time is fluid, right? Whenever this video reaches you is the right time for you. So before I begin, I did get a new microphone, as many of you have asked me to. So I saved up and I got a good one. It's called the HyperX. I did a reading yesterday where I had it beside me on my right, so that I have a full, I like a full table. But it kind of got in my way, so I'm trying it straight across from me, and hopefully, for those of you who had a hard time hearing me, you'll be able to hear me much better now. So we'll see. Fingers crossed that it goes good. My next upgrade will be in some type of video recording, a camera or something where I can record down. So all that is in the works, and thank you for your donations. It's truly what allowed me to purchase this microphone. I like the look of it too. It's kind of cool. It's got a shock absorber around it, which is nice. You don't have to buy any extra pieces. I should have done an unboxing. Anyway, we are doing our twin flame reading. As many of you know, when I do twin flame reading, I like to get both perspectives of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, almost like they're having a conversation. And this is when we can really see the similarities. So the readings are a little longer because of that. But it's really both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. I'm a true believer that, you don't put your life on hold for anyone. Everyone is going to finish whatever work or journeys that they needed to, experiences, and then it comes together when it's supposed to come together. Sometimes it comes together too early. That was in my case. But what it did is it ignited the flame, and that flame never went out. And here I am now, I don't know, 45 years later, and I am now living with that person. So I think, my journey is just an example of, we're all going to take a different journey in the twin flame, on this twin flame trip. But, we connect because we're all on this journey, right? That makes sense? Anyway, we're going to start with the Mother Mary card. I already cut these, but I feel like doing it again. Fingers crossed that the microphone is sounding good, professional. I feel like you can keep the hope alive while you continue on your own path, right? You can always keep the hope alive. I don't feel like in any way has divine asked you to put your life on hold and wait for someone to, let's just say, do their shadow work. We have gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. Okay, gratitude. And I feel like that will just go for both. So I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams for the Divine Masculine. These have all been pre-shuffled. I just like to give it a couple shuffles with you here. Let's give it a cut. And let's begin. We have the Nine of Wands. It feels like someone's coming to the end of their rope. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. Interesting. We have the King of Swords. A lot of swords all of a sudden. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Does not have to be. You know what it feels like is I feel like this king has been reflecting upon his journey. Maybe his life. And I feel like he's reflecting back. I almost feel like this king, or we can say the masculine, is taking a sense of responsibility for whatever he has caused. And I kind of feel like it's in his life. So the Four of Swords is next to that. And I feel like what that's doing is that's bringing a certain, first of all, maybe he's starting to become more grateful. But nonetheless, I feel like what this is saying is going through this healing process, right? Two of Swords beside that. I often feel in this deck, it's like, let me bring this down a little bit. It's like agony over a decision, over a choice type of thing. This could be someone who, they're in the 9 energy, so they're in the reflecting energy. They're being reflective. What else do I have here? Look at this. I have the 10 of Pentacles. Huh. Okay, let's see what comes under that Two of Swords. We have the Chariot. So this could be someone who is contemplating whether to leave their current 10 of Pentacles. What this tells me is this person, and it can be he or she, felt a sense of responsibility over a home, probably over a life that they created, the life that they created, and maybe the people in it. Feeling a sense of responsibility doesn't mean, doesn't always mean I'm satisfied, right? Because I feel like this king is really almost like praying to help him or her make a decision on whether to leave their current 10 of Pentacles. Chariot, card of Cancer, by the way. But this is movement out of that 10 of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Devil on the bottom of the deck. Could be Capricorn. We have the 8 of Swords wrapped around that. I feel like wrapped around the Devil energy. And it kind of makes sense. Of course, it may just be a Capricorn. But I also feel it's the energy of, excuse me, this king is definitely reflecting. He's in thought over his life, his choices. He may have made a certain choice which put him in this 10 of Pentacles, which then in that 10 of Pentacles, maybe I start to create a family or something like that. And I have a sense of responsibility to it. However, I feel like this king is going through the energy of maybe wanting to leave that 10 of Pentacles. But it is not an easy decision. That's the thing. It's not an easy decision. And therefore, it's almost like the energy pushes him towards this reflective state. I feel like what Divine is saying to this king is, because I feel like, I'm seeing the Pentacles, but I'm not seeing any Cups. Well, I mean, we have Cancer, but I feel like it's more movement. So I feel a deep responsibility, because, this is a life that I had built. And I feel like they know that if if they choose to move from that, their life changes, right? So it was weighing on them, but listen, they're not at the 10 of Wands, they're at the 9 of Wands. And they're in the energy of gratitude. It's showing the focus, right? It's funny because it's between gratitude and the devil. All right. Let's go ahead and now do the Divine Feminine. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. That was just a little blimp for you. All right, so we're now going to pull in the Divine Feminine. And I'm a big believer that sometimes you can be the Divine Masculine, sometimes you're the Divine Feminine. We can move back and forth, and truly what we're trying to find is the balance within ourselves and then the balance between the two, right? All right, we have the 5 of Cups. You know, that's the energy of missing someone. In the 5 of Cups, what I'm doing is I am thinking about what I have lost, right? It's like a melancholy. It's interesting because, well, first of all, in the 5 of Cups, the real energy is about these 2 cups that are behind this person, right? They're focusing on the cups that have already spilled. And it's interesting because I feel like the masculine is reflecting upon them, as in almost like, what did I learn? What can I learn? What should I have known? You know what I mean? Like seeing it in that way. And over here I have the energy of just, I feel like sorrow, regret, missing, This is not the energy I feel in any way you were meant to stay in, to really be in any longer. First of all, 5 talks about change. We're in a universal 5-year. Some of you have a 5 personal year within a universal year. There's a lot of 5 energy change, gracefully. It gives a sense of freedom, you know, and I feel like this is about emotional freedom. It's almost like how I opened the reading. I said, you know, just be careful that you don't stop living your life. And sometimes that even means other relationships. Because ultimately, as twin flames, we are each other's mirror and therefore each other's teacher, each other's student. You know, and it's a necessity probably that we come to the table ready for that. Otherwise, that mirror just can feel hateful. It's just the way it is, I feel. Okay, they're all in reverse, so we're going to switch them. We have the Hierophant, which is a strong energy to come over or after this 5 of Cups, right? The Hierophant is about your belief system. Do you believe in the impossible? It's possible, right? The Hierophant is of the highest energy. It's the light that helps you see what you're doing sometimes to yourself, right? And the Hierophant wants you to turn around, see those 2 cups, whatever they may be. You know, it's almost like, don't put an expectation on them, whatever they may be. Maybe they'll be a soulmate. Hey, being with a soulmate is pretty awesome, right? Maybe you're meant to be with a soulmate for a period of time. You know, I feel like, again, we can let go of control of that, because with the Hierophant, it's a reminder to believe in you. It's a reminder or it's like a check on where your belief system is. And that means what you tell yourself also. Sometimes we take on other people's beliefs and maybe we feel that they're wrong, but we still do it. And I feel like in Hierophant, it's like the cleansing of that, right? Back to you. Also a card of Taurus, by the way. We have the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. She is our intuitive queen. She's right here in the present moment. A little in the future, almost. That's interesting how I'm feeling her. Like, almost like she's your higher self, who has gone to the other side, right? Moved out of that Five of Cups. Jump back into my spirit body, right? My belief system, and boom, move into the Queen of Cups energy, or the Queen of Wands energy. Again, our intuitive queen. She moves according to her desire, her passion. She moves and then thinks about it, right? She takes that chance, you know. And listen, I feel like we're all characters, unless you know it's an outside individual. But I do feel that with the Queen of Wands. Like, this is talking about the movement, the energy. Well, hello, lovers. So we have the Lovers. There's our connection. Interesting how in this image, like how her head is back and it's almost like in despair, right? Here is the masculine also going through some type of despair, but it's over. I feel like, you know, can I do this? Can I make this move? Can I, you know, knowing that life will change, right? And I almost feel like he wants to make this move with as little disruption as possible to maybe those who remain, whether they be a family, I don't know. And I feel like the praying is also over that, right? It's over that. And, you know, I do feel like that torn agony. Listen, I know what that energy is like, right? I was married. The love had gone, but I had two kids, right? I had two kids. You know, this was like, I don't know. Anyway, you know, he was out all the time, this and that, and just stuff that I would never take now. You know, now that I have the wisdom, it's interesting. But there was a sense, even though I knew, you know, I knew that we had to get divorced, there was a sense of agony to that, right? Because it's a disruption of what the children know, all that. I don't know. Anyways, here's the Lovers. Looking right up at that Five of Cups. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. Oh, it almost feels like, you know, this knight, this your counterpart, almost like he is in energy form. You know, like resuscitating you. Like that close to you, right? Energetically, that close to you. And I feel like, honestly, it is that kind of keeps you kind of lost in the Five of Cups because of that connection. And I get it. We have the High Priestess. You know, and it's like two people connecting intuitively, honestly. That's what I felt with, like, the masculine over, you know, it's almost like maybe this healing is also for the feminine from the masculine, right? Trying to move her out of that. I just feel sorrow. You know, I feel like, you know, like, So I feel like he's involved in helping you to get back to you, your belief system, become this queen that you truly are, right? The High Priestess. I feel like you're able to feel this energy, but the Hierophant is like part of it, right? So the Hierophant always says, where's your belief system? What is true and what is false, right? This is almost like divine cutting through the baggage. We have the Three of Wands. So this is a beautiful way of looking at your life. This is a very optimistic energy. Not surprising that it's coming from the Queen of Wands. This is what your intuition is telling you. You know, it's like your intuition is looking right up at that Five of Cups, the High Priestess. And it's like her body is angling back to the Three of Wands, almost like she's asking you. Your higher self, perhaps, is asking you to consider a different outlook. And I feel like this Queen of Wands is your, like your future self, your higher self. You're been there, done that. Your let me help guide you type energy. So Three of Wands is, you know, it's the energy of my ship's going to come in. Excuse me. My ship's going to come in when my ship comes in. And it's almost like that I know. That I know. How do I know that? Well, because I can feel it. Intuitively, I can feel that. And here he is, or she, helping to heal, you know, this, both I feel a sense of almost like agony, right? It's because that connection is there, and, but yet not the person. And maybe that's kind of what you need to do over here, is allow yourself to feel the healing of not just the masculine, but also the universe, divine, right? Your higher self. We have the Four of Cups. You know, I feel like the Four of Cups is here, like I have more time in my hands, and because of that, I find myself drifting off, thinking about that energy. Now, even in the Four of Cups, there is a cup that's coming to you, and I feel like it's from the hand of God. Connected to the Lovers. But maybe in the Four of Cups, I gotta think about that energy. Like, what does that mean to me? You know, it can be a sense of boredom in one's life, and therefore, it's like when my thoughts go off, they go to the Five of Cups, right? They go to all I have lost, and it's like your higher being is saying, see what you're doing there, and understand that there is this healing. And I definitely feel from the divine masculine, but also just divine, a healing over maybe just the pain, right? But it's also asking you to consider a different outlook. And that is like just saying, I know my ship is coming in. I can feel it, especially with the Queen of Wands up there. I can feel it. Hierophant right next to it. I trust it. I trust. Right? I trust. And it's going to happen however it's meant to happen. And that is where I know. Well, hello, Two of Cups. Coming right under the High Priestess. And we have the Death card. Card of Scorpio. I in no way feel like this is someone who is gone, because I feel like this is about what's coming. So let's talk about the Death card for a second. So the Death card talks about closing chapters. It's interesting. It's catty-cornered from the Five of Cups. And it's about closing, like allowing certain chapters to close. Excuse me. Allow them to close. There's a need, right? And I feel like the need is, because I feel like the five opening this side of the reading, it asks for change, right? It asks for a different outlook, a different perspective. But it doesn't mean it'll happen, right? It doesn't mean this person's going to do that. They may stay in that Five of Cups for who knows how long. But the only one who would want to stay in that Five of Cups is someone in their shadow energy. They're forgetting who they are type energy. Knowing all the possibilities that can be, right? And yet to exist. I feel like God is handing this cup, is bringing in this cup. It's connected not only to the Two of Cups, but the Lovers. But I do think it requires a sacrifice, and the sacrifice is my outlook. Okay. We have the Sun. That's kind of beautiful on the bottom, on the Divine Feminine. Now, this could be reversed, I mean, of course it can be. So the Sun is total illumination. It is, it's jumping out of that 5, and I feel like, I don't know why, I'm thinking 10 at the Sun, right? It's gonna, I feel like it's gonna illuminate anything, the energies that just no longer need to be there type of thing, right? Giving you a new outlook. Okay. So let's go ahead and clarify, but you know what? I think I still want to use this deck. I don't know why, I'm just feeling it. I hope the mic is picking up what I'm saying. I feel like this is an important reading. Just saw a peek at the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. And that's kind of what I feel like the masculine energy is in. But more than that. And I'm going to start over here at the masculine. I almost feel like this person was in a mental battle within themselves. Maybe they just feel your energy, know of you. Maybe were with you before. I don't know. I don't feel now, because I feel like they, and probably you also, had, created another life. And even though I can tell, he's looking for the true balance between responsibility and allowing himself to experience what it is he truly wants to experience. It's funny because you're feeling each other's energy, right? And even though both of you seem to be somewhat in a sense of agony, and I feel like, it's deep down. It's not like the outer energy, it's deep within type energy. Probably nobody else even knows it. But I feel at the same time that it's almost like you're helping to heal each other, but you have to allow yourself to. I feel like in the Hierophant saying, get rid of all the beliefs that, just aren't true. If you know something like a belief system you took on, but you can, let it go. Death card is about closing doors, right? We have to make room for the new. Otherwise, we keep getting the old, right? We have to clean the closet, maybe per season, so that we can bring in a fresh new wardrobe. Otherwise, we have to keep wearing the old tattered clothing. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles. I feel like the King of Pentacles comes out in every twin flame reading. Now, it could be because I'm with one. So potentially Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And the Three of Swords. I don't know what happened, but I know this. I know there had been a connection made. I have a feeling there just isn't, it's like no one can match that connection, right? Doesn't mean you can't go off and have a great life without each other. Let's make that clear. You can. But if you choose this destination, it talks about the ability, what you have to find yourself doing is learning and healing, right? Learn and heal, and then learn and heal. Give yourself that moment to heal what feels broken, but then move. Move. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm feeling that. So here's this king with the Three of Swords next to him. So clearly, I feel like not only did he maybe cause the Three of Swords, but I also feel like he feels the Three of Swords. That Three of Swords was also part of him, because he's also asking for the healing over that. And clearly it's attached to just Three Swords. Now, maybe somebody hurt someone pretty bad, and that's why they're also trying to send you the energy of healing. Right? Like, I know what I did. How are they ever going to see me again or look at me the same way again? Or, so I go to divine. I pray about it. And I ask for healing, not just for myself, but also for you. All that I've caused, that type of thing. So it's interesting. We have the Nine of Swords again, but it did come in reverse. And I know I'm being kind of selective. Like, why is she reading some in reverse and some not? I don't know. I just go by what I feel. And I just feel this is meant to be in reverse because I feel like it's telling us something here. Excuse me. And that is that this king has reflected upon this Three of Swords, not only within himself or herself, but also I may have caused it for others. So I've found my sense of responsibility within that Three of Swords. This is part of their reflection and therefore their growth. And I feel like this is pretty major, right? Because I am seeing, not only am I seeing, but I'm willing to allow myself to see my part in causing that Three of Swords for someone else. Now, why would they care? Well, because of the energy, right? Because of the love. How could they love me? They wouldn't have made another life for themselves. I know. But maybe they were meant to. I don't know. Right? How can we trust divine on one aspect but not trust divine on other aspects? So anyway, long story short, I feel like, I feel like what divine is doing is releasing this king from the sense of burden and responsibility, making him or her feel okay now about, because I feel like this is the healing of the broken heart. And maybe this person was considering making a move in some way. There's a lot of swords, maybe communicating. Look at this. We have the Two of Wands. So, movement. And that's interesting. We have the Two of Wands coming over the Two of Swords. Two completely different ways of looking at anything, something, a decision, a choice. Two complete opposite ways. Right? Two swords, I have a blindfold on. I don't think this king has a blindfold on anymore. I feel like this is where the energy has been. And that is helping this king to remove the blindfold. And therefore he's seeing and feeling and understanding this Three of Swords and his sense of responsibility in it. But because he has asked for healing, ask and ye shall receive. He has received it. So I kind of love that the Nine of Wands goes in reverse because it is, it's like being relieved of this heavy sense of burden. And then the Two of Wands opens up. Well, Two Wands, do I dare? Right? This talks about starting a journey that may be full with passion, desire, right? That type of, it's fire, action, right? And we have this Queen over on the other side here who I feel like is coming back just for a second to say, almost to light your torch. So I feel like this king is receiving guidance, and divine is saying it's okay. And therefore, I feel like the two, I'm still in thought about it, but he's looking right at it in the Two of Wands. Granted, he's got to walk through that gate. But there's nothing really standing in the way. We have the Seven of Wands coming over this King of Swords. It's interesting because I'm feeling like this King of Swords can take on aggressive energy, right? He, for some reason, is carrying the energy of feeling like he needs to defend himself, feeling, feeling attacked, that type of thing. But I feel like the Devil energy is also connected to that. Maybe talking about someone completely different. We have the Ace of Swords. That's my yes card. And the question may be, is it time for me to make movement, right? Because I have the Chariot. First of all, I have the Two of Wands here. And that is that new, at least in my heart, in my head, in my desires, it's almost like I'm picturing what could be, right? But I haven't quite moved through the gate here, right? The Chariot is the movement. The Chariot to me is a reward. It's a reward because you've learned to balance. Balance in the masculine and the divine. And the what did I say? The masculine and the feminine. And by the way, up here, because the Three Swords is attached to that king, I feel like the healing, right? What he did, he not only asked for healing for himself, probably more healing for you. And I feel like that is helping, right? Almost like I'm sending the feminine energy because I know. I can feel her pain, his pain, that type of thing. So I feel like that is answered. So here's the yes card, and I feel like it's just this person given the, if nothing else, I feel like the go-ahead. We have the Sun. Sun. The Sun talks about happier times, right? The Sun, for some, this could be even going back home again. That may be where they're drawn, or someone, someone's coming back to something, and that's where they're drawn. This is illumination over any choice I make. So this king, or masculine, is receiving total illumination over this. Definitely, there's a lot of fire here on this new direction. We have the Tower. Interesting. So the Tower falling over the Five of Cups. So this is showing on this side of the table. This person's energy is still connected to that Tower. There it is. It's over them. It's what's keeping them in this Five of Cups energy, where my focus is on all I have lost. Well, let's keep going. Wow, look at that. You have the Four of Swords. both have the Four of Swords. So both are receiving healing, right? And look, it's coming from the Hierophant's energy. That's beautiful. You know, some of you, I feel like, I don't know, all of a sudden I feel like if you're a writer, and words come to you while you are almost like healing yourself, believing, like as you move more and more into, let's say, your spiritual energy, I feel like it turns you maybe like into a writer. I don't know. It's like your words may heal. You just may not know that yet. You know, and the Four of Swords, you know, they're lying on a sword. And that is our own sword. So I feel like in the Four of Swords, it's like, I promise to heal this heart if you, in return, promise to look at this sword, right? Maybe we think it will hurt, but it won't. It's just going to help you learn so you can move forward. Okay, let's keep going. But I love that you both have the Four of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. So this is fast-moving energy coming over this queen. You know, this may talk about energy that manifests itself quickly. So it's almost like your guides are saying, so quickly, understand where you're putting your energy. What I think about, I bring about, right? We move down to the Lovers next. Let's see what they have. Well, look at this. Look at this. I don't know, guys. Ten of Cups. I swear my readings always bring out the best endings. And listen, I don't think getting to the Ten of Cups is any easy feat. I feel like a lot has happened. A lot may still happen. But what I'm learning and what I think that you're supposed to hear today is, you know, you go through these cycles, and as a soul, to gain as much as you can, expand as much as you can. Therefore, the energy that you're omitting is of the highest. This is what it's about. And at the end of those journeys, it's about taking a moment, having reflection. What did I learn? What did I teach? You know what I mean? Because what does that do? It opens your eyes, right? It gives you eyes to see, ears to hear. And so anyways, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that other than I'm saying, I feel like in a way your guide is saying, you know, we've got to snap you out of staying in the Tower energy. So over the Lovers is the Ten of Cups. By the way, its neighbor is the Sun. So how beautiful is that? You know, that's a happy time. That's a happy home. That's laughter. That's love. We have the Hangman. Dun 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 dun. You know, I don't mind the Hangman coming under the Four of Swords because I'm allowing healing to take place within the Hangman. But the Hangman reminds you that there's a lot of wisdom to be had. And through that wisdom, that's what's going to give you this awakening. Awakening to what? To, well, he's looking right over to Three of Wands. To this next journey. It's almost like they are walking maybe different paths, but they intersect. You know, but you get there when you get there. I don't know. So the Hangman is seeking, looking, and gaining this healing, but also wisdom. You know, I feel like it's talking about, and also learning to trust your intuition more. You know, even like your higher self, and know that, you know, they're there to communicate, to help you, help guide you. The Hangman's looking for an awakening, an awareness. But sometimes we can stay in the Hangman too long. And look at that. Look at that. This card, whoa, it's messing up all the cards. Come on. It's like causing me problems. It's a Ten of Swords. Well, that makes sense to me anyhow, because, you know, first of all, let's look at the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is about all these swords are in my back, right? They can come from multiple people. They can come from words, communication, and come from all things. However, the energy around this Ten of Swords, right? This is really where I feel down and out in the Ten of Swords. It's almost like I've surrendered, right? Because here I am just laying here, allowing these swords to go in me. A lot of these swords haven't actually pierced you. Maybe I just think they have. There's a few, probably 3, that have, but the rest haven't. However, with the 8 of Wands above that, I have to say, and the Hangman not in movement yet, looking right over at that Ten of Swords now, I have to say, you know, I hope you can see what this is saying, that you're manifesting. You can manifest out of light and also shadow, right? And sometimes when, now it's not always our fault. Sometimes things are just out of our control. But, you know, it's almost like we got to learn to go with the flow. Even though, right? Even. So, the Death card makes much more sense here, right? Because this Ten of Swords exists. And because I'm manifesting out of that, you know, jump over to the Tower with the 5 of Cups. It shows that, right? It shows that. Death card is saying, let's try to put that to an end. You know, what was. You have the opportunity to reflect upon it and to gain what you can, but you in no way are meant to live in it or carry it to the future with you. So you as the Hangman, you're learning that. It's connected to love. It's connected to these 2 cups. But nonetheless, and I feel like, you know, when's the danger of my mind going there? It's when I don't keep it occupied. For some of you, writing may help change some of this, you know, getting it out and writing, but I feel like it may even be important. Maybe like a healing agent. This person may be moving to the town that you're in. For some reason, I feel like there may be movement within them. We have the Devil. The Devil coming over the 4 of Cups. So, double Capricorn here. We got to say that. But the Devil talks about your shadow energy, right? And what it's saying is the shadow energy, like when it comes. For some of you, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But I feel like it's when I allow my mind to wander. Like, maybe I don't think I have control over my mind, but I do. You do. Interesting, you have the 10 of Cups and you have the 10 of Swords with the Hangman in between that. We have Justice, another major arcana. 3 in a row here. Well, 3 in this block. So Justice. Let's go talk about someone who, you know, I feel like it's sometime you cut ties. You cut ties. You could talk about even an actual divorce. Maybe. Justice talks about making you feel whole again. And it's interesting because I feel like the Hangman here, that's what he's waiting for. I want to feel whole again, right? Like, I don't feel myself, and I want to feel whole again. And I feel like Divine's answering you, but saying, you know, sweetie, part of the problem is where I allow my thoughts to go. And everyone knows what it feels like. But we need to know when to close it, right? 10 also asks for an ending, right? Because you had enough of it. Whether it's just your thoughts, it's people, it's whatever it is, it's shaking it off. And, you know, so this is about feeling whole again. And I feel like you will, but don't think just if because a person's not in your life, you're not whole. You're still whole. You may have had some karmic energy that was necessary. You know, I feel like both sides, when they allow themselves, could really see all that it could be, right? But in the same breath, I don't want to negate where you've been, because I feel like there's valuable lessons, and I kind of feel like these are the things that we're meant to learn. Otherwise, those two mirrors come together, and you don't want, you don't want to crack them. All these swords. We have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups coming over the Death card, looking right at the Ten of Swords. And I have to tell you, to really finish this reading, I feel like this is beautiful, because this, in the Eight of Cups, what's he doing? He's walking away from those prior cups, right? Doesn't mean I'm necessarily walking away from a person. I'm walking away from the cups, the emotional elements within the cups. I often feel, before we walk away, this is about getting our emotional house in order, putting ourselves back to new, right? Eight talks about new beginning. Moving to the 9, right? The 9 of Cups with it was, I feel good within me. Maybe there's a necessity for you to feel good within you. Maybe it's that change of energy that helps. I don't know if it speeds it along, but I like seeing this, and I feel like that's exactly what the Death card is saying, because your mind has been at that Ten of Swords, keeps you in the Hangman. It's almost like, you're in the healing process, but in the same breath, I feel like you're also manifesting. And be careful, because there's times when you kind of let your thoughts go. You're kind of daydreaming, and it goes to this Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups. And it kind of keeps me stuck in the Hangman. So, similar journeys, right? This person feeling, stuck, what do I do? But goes through the whole process. Takes the responsibility of the Three Swords. Maybe there's something, we need to take the responsibility of the Ten of Swords. Maybe I took more than I should have, right? Anyway, Eight of Cups at the end, with over the Death card. Some of you, of course, is going to be walking away from a Scorpio. But what I'm really feeling, because this is talking about making you feel whole again, and, balanced. It's interesting, I have the Devil on one side, and maybe in my shadow, and then I have the Eight of Cups on the other side, right? But he's walking towards the sun here. So it could be my shadow, my light, having that balance. I feel like also, because it's coming over the Two of Cups, to talk about the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine coming to the type of balance, to really have what you want. Now, I'm wondering, is this only for people who have been together? Because I feel like the energy is so, what's the word I want to say? Like intuitive. Like I can feel their energy. Maybe I don't know that it's their energy, but I feel this energy. Now I have to allow myself to really feel it, because this is healing, right? This is healing. And here it is, right? I send it to the Divine Feminine, and here it is after the Tower. Very clear what this King wants to help heal within you. And that makes me feel like this person is finding that real balance. And then over here, different journey. But this journey was more about what you tell yourself. Okay? So, anyway, bottom line is, I feel like you have the energy to manifest. Just be aware of your own energy. Allow to heal the past. And then to move on from it, right? Seek the future. Know that it can be bright, no matter what the past was. Ask the big questions. I feel like the Hangman will have the awareness if he allows himself, because I feel like justice is giving her the awareness, right? Because ultimately I walk away, not like I walk away from my shadow side, but I now have balanced my shadow side. And your shadow side, I feel majorly, is in the thought process, is in the mental energy type field, okay? So anyways, I think I'm going to leave it there, but I am going to read gratitude. I'm praying this microphone sounds good across the table like that. I kind of like it. Gratitude. God is generous and loving and desires the very best for you and all of his beloved children. If you've been feeling forsaken or forgotten, this card reminds you of the magical powers of gratitude. No matter what the current situation may be, there is always something to be grateful for. Take one moment now to review your blessings, including being alive, the sunrise, the sunset, birds singing, and so forth. As your heart warms with gratitude for all that you currently have, you open yourself to receive more. Today, practice saying thank you, repeatedly out loud and silently. These words are the keys that open the door to happiness, abundance, and fulfillment. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Another great conversation going on here. I feel like it's showing you all that can be, but it's also showing you, illuminating to you, excuse me, where our own blocks are at, where our own thoughts are at, where our own self-beliefs are at. And I feel like this is about both sides having an awareness. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to like redo the reading like I always do. Talk, talk, talk. I love you guys. Thank you as always. Again, thank you for your donations. It's what helped me buy the microphone. Next will be something. Something I'm researching. I'm getting back into the idea of creating my own tarot cards. That I may give them a different title. I don't know. So I'm moving into very creative energy, and it's because of you where I feel free to create. I know that it will reach. You know, now I trust that it reaches who it needs to reach, and I trust what I see. And I'm living it. I'm living it. And let me tell you, the mirror between Sam and I cracked a few times. But now we get it. Now we get it. I love you guys. I wish you nothing but love on this journey, for yourself and for everyone else. I love you. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.